Let's start with something that feels almost believable. Nile crocodiles can live for decades, often reaching 70 to 100 years, and possibly even longer in rare cases. Some individuals, such as the famous Nile crocodile named Henry, can live over 120 years.
He was a man-eating croc caught by an elephant hunter called Sir Henry, hence the name Henry. He was caught in 1903.
Nile crocodiles have been alive before airplanes were even invented and still be hunting till today. What makes it even more unsettling is how little they seem to change. They don't age the way we do. They don't visibly slow down. Just patience, power, and time. But even this feels small compared to what comes next. Hidden in New Zealand is a creature that looks like a lizard, but isn't. It's often called a living fossil, and for a good reason. Its lineage goes back over 200 million years before modern reptiles, birds, and most life you recognize today, and somehow it's still here. Some tuataras have lived up to 137 years, and scientists believe they may go even longer. What's strange is how slowly they live with slow growth, slow metabolism, and even slow breathing. It's like their entire life is running in a different time zone, and maybe that's the point, because as you move away from fast, high-energy life, lifespans start stretching in ways that feel almost unnatural. And nowhere proves that better than the ocean, because beneath the surface swims a giant that has been alive longer than modern history. The Bowhead whale is one of them. These massive creatures can live for over 200 years, with some estimated at around 211. That means there are whales alive today that were born before the Industrial Revolution even began. Scientists have found ancient harpoon tips embedded in their bodies. This is real physical proof that these whales survived human encounters from centuries ago and just kept going. Their secret seems to be hidden in their biology because they resist disease and repair DNA damage better than most animals. It's like their bodies are constantly fixing themselves before anything can go wrong, but even a 200-year lifespan doesn't come close to the next animal. On land, nothing comes close to the quiet dominance of the giant tortoise. No speed, no aggression, no urgency, just time. Some giant tortoises have lived up to 255 years. Imagine being born before electricity existed and still being around today. They don't rush anything. And somehow that slow, steady existence seems to stretch their time far beyond ours. Because while faster animals burn through life, these ones stretch it century after century until suddenly what feels like a long human life looks incredibly short. Deep beneath the ocean floor is a creature that has quietly outlived entire empires. This is the ocean quahog. I know it doesn't look impressive. In fact, it looks like something you'd walk past without noticing. But one of these clams was found to be over 500 years old. That's 5 centuries. This definitely means it was alive during the Renaissance. That's before modern science, and even before most of the world we know even existed. And interestingly, it does all of that by doing almost nothing. It barely moves, and its metabolism is incredibly slow. It just exists quietly while time passes around it. But even that is matched by something far more unsettling, because there's a predator in the Arctic Ocean that might be just as old and still actively hunting. That is the Greenland shark. Scientists estimate that some Greenland sharks can live up to 500 years. That makes them the longest living vertebrate on Earth. Imagine a living, swimming creature older than entire nations. What's even stranger is how slowly they age. These sharks don't even reach maturity until they're around 150 years old. Most animals would be long gone by then, but for them, life is just getting started. It's like time barely touches it. But as extreme as that sounds, we're still not at the top, because now we leave behind animals as we know them and step into something almost alien. Deep in the ocean and attached to rocks are organisms that have been alive longer than recorded history. They are called black coral. Some of these colonies have been alive for over 4,000 years. That means they started growing before the pyramids were even old. They don't move or think. They simply grow slowly and continuously, adding layer after layer as time passes. Each layer is like a record of time itself. These strange, almost ghost-like structures can live for over 10,000 years.
Wow. I just love how mobile they are. Yeah.
They've been sitting on the ocean floor since before anything we recognize as civilization today. They don't chase food or hunt. They just filter nutrients from the water and continue to exist quietly and endlessly. And yet, even after all of this, we still haven't reached the most unbelievable one. Because everything you've heard so far still follows one rule. They all eventually die, but this next creature is immortal. This tiny, almost invisible creature has a trick that completely breaks what we think life is supposed to do. When it gets injured, stressed, or starts to age, it resets. Its cells transform, reverting back to an earlier stage of life. It essentially turns itself back into a younger version and starts over. Again and again. In theory, it can repeat this process forever.